Hello, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Douglas Johnson. I'm a yoga teacher at the advanced 500-hour level. I'm also an ordained minister, kirtan artist, and musician. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about yoga vocabulary, specifically the word Citta. However, before I get into today's talk, I do need to thank the community that makes these talks possible without a paywall. And those are my patrons on Patreon. If you'd like to become a part of that community, check out the links below. You can also tip me, and you can help out by buying merch or liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing if you're on YouTube. Okay, so Citta. This is a Sanskrit word, and it's right there near the beginning of Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. And how is it used? Well, Patanjali tells us yogas citta vritti nirodha. And this means yoga is the calming, the stilling of mind waves. And in that sentence, the word mind, citta, is translated as mind. So it's not exactly what we would call mind in maybe the Western sense. So sometimes translators or people will translate it as heart/mind, the heart mind. Why do they do this? Well, because citta is traditionally seen as encompassing not just our thoughts, but also our feelings, our emotions. So heart, again, in the West, we very often describe that as sort of being the seat of our emotions. And our head, we very often see as being the seat of our thoughts. But in the yoga tradition, citta, which is like a little piece of consciousness, if you will, your consciousness. And so the citta, your consciousness, is again encompassing both your awareness of your thoughts and your feelings. So that phrase is a very important phrase from my perspective when it comes to yoga. It really sort of points to ultimately what yoga techniques are supposed to do. I do use the word ultimately very purposefully because there are techniques that maybe temporarily take us in the opposite direction. Maybe they make us feel less calm, because the phrase means yogas citta vritti nirodha, means the stilling, again, the quelling, the calming, the harmonization of the waves in the heart mind. So yes, I might do a yoga technique or yoga practice that temporarily brings things up, but this is temporary only. If I am truly practicing yoga in the right way, then that will be temporary and ultimately can be a bit of a long window. I need to be honest with you here. It's not saying in 5 or 10 minutes or even a day or a week you will necessarily have that harmonization of the heart mind. But this is ultimately where we are going with all yoga practices. We're trying to calm, to quell, to harmonize the fluctuations, the movements in the heart mind. And this is something that many people become aware of when they begin to meditate. And this was the original meaning of the word yoga. So in the oldest texts, usually when someone is using that word yoga or yogi, they are referring simply to someone who meditates or meditation itself. So yogas citta vritti nirodha, yoga or meditation is the harmonization, the calming of these fluctuations in the heart-mind, right? Think of having a disturbed mind. If you sit down to meditate and your mind is racing, it's running, there's all this movement, there's thoughts moving in different directions. So Patanjali is telling us that ultimately, the way he's referring to yoga or meditation, this is the calming or harmonization of those disturbances in the heart-mind. And I can agree with this 100%. This really is what we are trying to find with yoga. And it's really about peace. It's really about being relaxed, calm, again, ultimately. And there are a lot of things that go into that. Sometimes part of what makes us feel calm and relaxed is feeling very strong and powerful. So this is why there can be a place for something like power yoga, where we really work on our sense of strength and fortitude and our ability to stay focused in the face of challenging or difficult circumstances. But ultimately, what we're always looking to create, again, is this sense of peace, this sense of calm. And then from there, many wonderful things happen. All right, everybody. So as always, I'd love to hear from you. Have you experienced this in your yoga practice, this calming and harmonizing of the disturbances in your own heart and mind? Does this make sense to you? Let me know down in the comments below. Until next time, namaste. Have a beautiful day.